We'll get started. So once again, I would like to welcome everybody to the first info meeting for TMR season 2026. Very excited that everyone's here. I'm David Stockton again, and then I would like the panel to introduce themselves before I get started with the splurging of information at you guys. So starting on my screen, I'll go next. Joe, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, it's great to be here with everyone. I'm Joe Amatricola, Associate Reservation Director at 10 Mile River.
Anthony, you're next.
Hi, everybody. Anthony Zalak, Camp Aquahunga Director. Excited to see everybody here and looking forward to another great season up at camp.
Scott
Yeah, hi everyone. Scott Deloso. I'm the Camp Kiowa Camp Director.
and Kirsten.
Hey guys, I'm Kirsten Clementi. I am the office manager at TMR.
And then Mark, if you want to give it a go.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to turn my camera on in a second when I get out of the post office. But I'm Mark Matricola. I work at the headquarters office supporting the team from there. Happy to be back.
Awesome. All right, so we'll get started. So, big things that I need to talk about and get the privilege to talk about is all the fun stuff, right? So, first I want to do is camperships, the big topic this year because we had some changes. So, camperships are now tied to the $70 deposit that you have to make when you register, right? And then you can go in and you can fill out the form, and it happens in waves. The first wave has already happened. The second wave actually ends on February 16th, so only 5 days from now to get that in. And then everything after that will be on an as-needs basis, on a rolling basis, as the department gets those applications in. Kim Mary is also in the chat tonight to look and see for some campership questions. She handles most of that for the council itself. So she's here to help support that as well. So, out of council camperships, because I know that's a big question every year, you need to send an email to my email. So, and I'm putting that in the chat for everybody right now. For out of council camperships only, go to my email, which is davis.stockton@scouting.org. I put that in the chat. And that's for out of council camperships and assistance. Please reach out. We want everybody to go to camp. So the other big important deadline dates, right? Early bird is due 3/1, the deposit to lock in your early bird rate, and then payment in full by 5/1. And so there's another date in there that Scott will get to in his section, but those are the big ones, right? Deposit by 3/1, full payment by 5/1. So that's March 1st and June 1st. Crossovers need to be paid. Oops, I messed with my thing. Crossovers need to be paid. We extended that a month from last year, so you now have an extra month for those crossover kids to get that early bird lock in. And all you need to do is reach out to Kirsten or Kim at the office, and they will help put those in manually for you. And then don't forget our future leaders meetings. This is only one of three, right? You will get some information tonight, but not everything because things are ongoing and changing all the time at camp, right? So don't forget the April 29th meeting and the May 27th, right before camp starts, just to get the full round of information that we will be giving out. Some updates to our refund policy. We moved some dates because of camp payment dates. So those moved back a little bit because it wasn't fair to expect you guys to pay us and then ask us for a refund on the same day. So those have been moved back a little bit. So please check that out on the TMR refund page. And like Scott said, there's going to be a document with all these links in it on all the topics that we talked about tonight. So if don't feel bad if you can't keep up with my speaking. Plus the meeting is recorded, right? So I'd like to hand it over to Scott real quick to talk about merit badges and a couple parent things.
All right, fantastic. So I do want to, can I share my screen right now?
You should be able to. Do you have the button?
I need a request sharing for this webinar. Okay, I think we got it. Fantastic. So, we're gonna talk about merit badge registration now. Um, so as Davis was talking about the different fee dates, you can always get that at the camp rates on our website. So that'll tell you right here, deposit by 3/1, paid in full by 5/1. Now we are keeping the merit badge registration date the same as we've always done, which is April 1st. So even though we gave everyone an extra month to be paid in full, merit badge registration opens April 1st. So what that means is in order to register for merit badges on Black Pug, youth, it needs to be after April 1st, and youth need to be paid in full. Okay. So as even though you don't have to pay in full until May 1st, if you do by April 1st, that will allow you to start registering for merit badges and making sure that everyone gets their merit badge registrations in, so that they all get their first choices. To actually do the merit badge registration, if there is a registrant contact handling all of the registration for the merit badges, they'll do it on this page. So each scout, you'd have to click the update information button on the main registration page. And then once it's April 1st and they're paid in full, right down over here, there will be a place for them to select their merit badges. All scouts need to be paid in full, including crossover Weeblos, before selecting merit badges. That's a system feature. So the system won't allow them to pick badges until they're paid in full. Crystal wants to know when the schedule or options for merit badges will be released. So for Camp Kiowa, they're already available. So just on the main Kiowa page, 10mileriver.org/KE, you can find them here by going to the master schedule. Aquahungas will be released with the leader's guide, right, Zalak?
Yeah, I hope to have it released before the guide actually comes out. So we have the schedule, so it'll be released soon. Yeah.
Excellent. The the other thing I wanted to show folks is the parent portal. So if we haven't played with the parent portal yet, what this will allow us to do is have, rather than me as the adult picking merit badges for every single one of my scouts, I can have the parents go ahead and do that as well. It also allows you to have them pay on the site directly if you'd rather do that rather than have each parent pay the troop and then the troop pay the fee. Each of the parents can just go ahead and pay the fee. So we turn that on here on our registration page through our additional actions button, and we go to parent portal. Here we're going to say we're going to use the parent portal. And if you don't want them to pay, and you want the troop to pay, we'd click this button, and that would prevent parents from making their payments. If we want them to select merit badge classes when they're available after April 1st, we can go ahead and click this button. And in fact, there is a lot of great resources and walkthroughs on our Camp Kiwa main page here. It's also on the Aquahunga page at 10mileriver.org/blackpug. Blackpug is our online registration tip. We've got walkthroughs here for those who are new with Blackpug, about how to access your registration, add participants. But I also have walkthroughs for how to turn on and use the parent portal, and that will go through that, as well as, of course, how to select merit badges. So that is all here at 10mileriver.org/merit badge registration. For our adults who are taking any adult classes, whether like that could be your Red Cross CPR or your IOLS. Adults register for classes the same way that youth do. So just as a reminder for my adults who are going to sign up for some of those programs, that is going to happen the same place in Black Pug. The last thing is about participant type when selecting badges. Most of our participants are going to be called Scouts BSA Youth. However, we do here at Tamal River have a number of specialty camps, which Davis will get into in a little bit. But these specialty camps have special merit badges that scouts who are registered under Scouts BSA Youth won't have access to. So, for example, if they want to take badges from Trail to Eagle, they'd have to be part of our Eagle Camp Youth. And we can go ahead and, under the additional actions button, switch participant types. So I can just say change participant type. And then I can just switch it from Scouts BSA Youth to, let's say, Eagle Camp Youth. And then I would go ahead and save that. So if I don't have any questions here, I have a couple. Scott, will you be sending the leaders the link to access the troop info to update it? Barry, if you need to update info on Black Pug, if you just send me an email, kiowa@10mileriver.org, we can go ahead and I can send that info over to you. There's an attendee asking, if the $70 per estimate attendance scout is not paid by the due date, does the troop lose the reservation for the selected week and campsite? No. The $200 hold a place that your troop put down reserves your campsite. The $70 per attending scout, if the other scouts are not, or if the scout's not paid in full, it just means that they don't get early bird. That you can still use that $70 towards the scout's full price. Marlene has some medical question. We'll answer that in a little bit. Will there be a leader guide for Camp Kiowa? Yes, the 10 Mile River guide is going to come out holistically for both camps. We're working on the final touches, so it should be out in the next like 2 weeks, I'll say. And we'll email that directly to everyone who's registered for camp. Oh, William has a question about no Eagle badges for scouts below life. William, do you mean William, can you add a little bit more to that question, please? I'm going to go ahead and click answer live. Tell me more about what you mean by that question. Eagle badges below life. Mr. Buckley wants to know, if we activate the parent portal, do the troop leaders retain the ability to select merit badges? Yes. The registration contact will always be able to go in and make any changes, even if a parent has gone in and made some selections beforehand. The default is that a parent cannot add merit badges. That's correct. So if we take a look at the parent portal again, even though it is going to be starting checked, your parents will not have the login credentials. Okay, so you'll go ahead and send that to them by clicking the credentials button, and then for each scout will get their own individual link that will allow that scout to access just his or her parent portal. And then that's where the parent will go to make the payment. But the parent's not going to be able to do that unless they have the credentials already. Mr. Fagan wants to know how we see the site we reserved on the registration. I would just ask you, I would say contact your camp director. Um, and they can give you more information if you forgot what campsite you registered for. If a scout only needs one badge from Trail to Eagle, is the fee the same? Yes. So the Trail to Eagle fee unlocks all of the Trail to Eagle badges. But the other great thing that it does is just for the Trail to Eagle badges specifically, 10 Mile River will promise to continue to be their merit badge counselor until they turn 18. So that's one of the huge benefits of the Trail to Eagle program that, a lot of these badges they need to go home and do extra things, right? Like attend a community meeting or do a family project. They can start these badges at camp, go home, do these things, and then we have an email address that they can send us updates, and then we can go ahead and flip them to a complete after that they've proven that. The other the other great thing about the Trail to Eagle program is that they are going to get a half of a patch when they finish the program at camp, and then they're going to get the other half of the patch when they make Eagle Scout. And so those are some other benefits of the Trail to Eagle program. Even if they only need one badge, there's lots of benefits there. Okay, so we got a couple merit badge questions and then some more Eagle questions. But Davis, why don't I turn it back over to you? And after we go through the medical stuff, we can answer some of these questions that are still coming up.
Awesome. So medical questions for everybody. So I'll start with a little bit of an update, and then I'll go into I see a couple. So medical. So the TMR medical is updated on the website, and everybody you can type in right on 10mileriver.org medical in the search bar. It'll come up. The new 2026. Scott and I worked on that last week and changed a couple words, but otherwise it remains exactly the same as it was last year. The only big change, and I'm going to bring it up so that I can share with everybody, is share. So right here on form B2, right, where it asks you for your vaccination dates, we need everyone to put in month, day, and then the year. So our health department no longer accepts just the month. Um, and this is for youth. They only check youth medicals, but we check adult medicals. So we would love if adults could fill out the form. But we know that the electronic health records didn't exist for some adults. So we do need day, month, year on all the vaccines, according to our health department. So please, that is one big change that we will be sticklers about this year, because it is $150 per mistake on the health form that we have to pay as a camp. So we really don't want to have to do that. So, and then I'm looking through the open questions about medicals. So you're
Qu-
muted if you're talking.
yeah, question about adults or youth exemptions to, yeah.
So there are exemptions for adults. There are no exemptions for youth according to the county. Um, so we are all mandated by Sullivan County, and the TMR medical goes through the whole list of what the county requires with the county ordinances and everything on it. We cannot get exemptions for you. Um, so the big one that people ask a lot about is the meningitis, right, Scott? I'm saying that right? The
Yes.
meningitis vaccine, right? So a lot of people ask about that. You only need that if you're staying at camp for 2 weeks on the health form, right? So we require it of all our staff and any 2 week units that are staying for 2 weeks, right? Otherwise, it is not a requirement on your medical form. Only if you are staying longer than a week, right? If you're staying for 8 days, you got to have that on your medical form.
And Davis, can we also note the difference between what youth are required to have and what adults are required to have in terms of vaccinations? If you want to pull up the form,
Yep, I can
just
pull
to
up the form
show,
again. Yep.
yeah, just to show everyone, it is, it does say on there. Can we zoom in
Right.
a little bit?
Yeah. Um,
Maybe.
it's back. Let me go back.
There we go. So
Right.
if you guys will notice, where like for which ones it says youth required, but it says tetanus required for all adults and children. So just so we're all clear, adults are required to have the tetanus immunization unless they fill out the exemption form. Youth are required to have all of those. All of those that are in red that say youth required, those are all required according to Sullivan County. Just thanks, Davis, just to make sure that
Yep.
folks were understanding that. Um,
And then some other medical updates for this year. Over the counters are always a hot topic at camp, right? So we are looking to provide some over the counters that we will have at camp, but it's also depending on staff hiring. So we need a person with a specific medical license so that we can distribute over the counters at camp. Otherwise, it will be non-doable at camp. So we won't if we can't find that person, we won't be able to give out Tylenol, right? That'll be on the it just can't happen at camp, according to the health department. So I want everyone to be aware of that. So there was some language changed in some things that says we may be able to on the bottom of the health forms. Um,
Davis, we have some questions about can folks just attach their vaccine schedule or their My Chart printout instead of writing it in the section?
so attachment is great, but we need the actual physical medical filled out for our medical office for the county. They go off of what we submit to the county as our medical form.
All right, so I'm gonna free four questions about that. Done. Yeah, lots of questions about that same thing. Immunization printout. Yes, the dates still need to be written in.
Correct.
We answered the tetanus. Amelba Rodriguez is asking about on the website tamaoriver.org/AQ. I see the 2025 medical form. Yeah, we're sorry about that. Kirsten uh, will be able to update that for us. Kirsten, does that sound like you can help out with that?
Yes.
Okay. So Kirsten will have that on the AQ page um, by tonight. All right, a question. Can you detail how many doses of each vaccine are required? Last year we had an issue with a scout that was missing one MMR date. That's a great question, Neil. Sorry, Chris. Thank you for asking that. Yes, MMR needs two dates. And we are required to have both of those dates on the medical form. So just as a reminder to your units as you are preparing your medical forms or as you're talking to your troops about getting that done, make sure that they put both of their MMR dates on the medical form. As an adult, if I need to take medication for my knee, can I bring it with my personal item? Yes, adults do not have to surrender medication. All youth, though, do need to surrender medication to the medical director upon check-in. So that will happen during your medical recheck. Couple of things about medication as you are talking to your scouts. First off, that prescription medication needs to be in the original bottle. It is very, very important that that bottle that has like the doses and the prescription and the doctor who prescribed it and the doctor's phone number, all that information is really important. So make sure that it's in the original container. Secondly, you want to make sure that um, the only the exact number of capsules that they'll need for the week are in that original container. They don't need to bring 30 pills for 7 days. So make sure that it is the exact number of for the number of days that they'll be there. Another note about the about adult medication, while adults can have and administer their own medication, it does need to be locked up. So just as a reminder, if you are going to keep medication in the campsite, you have to find a way to make sure that is locked. Paper submission for medical forms. No pre-arrival upload. Please make sure to bring
Correct.
your paper copies.
Correct. We are not doing the online health form thing. Just like in 2025, we are doing the hard copy medical printout paperwork.
A question about if the scout's parent is attending, does the scout still have to turn in prescriptions? Yes,
Yes.
they do. The nurse has to administer uh, all medication. Davis, can I go back and answer some of these Trail to Eagle questions?
Yep. I'm looking for more I'm trying to scroll for more medical ones.
Okay. Uh, so let me go back and I'm just sharing the merit badge schedule. Um, There are lots of Eagle badges that we offer that are not part of the extra cost Trail to Eagle program. For example, you have life saving, swimming, camping, all of these are in our regular program. But if we take a look at the specific Trail to Eagle area, which has these 6 badges here, the 3 citizenships, E-Prep, Family Life, and Personal Management. Those 6 badges only are part of the Trail to Eagle program. So you can register for other Eagle required badges without being part of Eagle Camp. You can also be part of Eagle Camp and register for regular badges. Like you can pick 2 Eagle Camp badges, and then you can pick, 4, regular in-camp badges. It's sort of a la carte. You have access now, and you can choose whichever of those pieces you'd like. Um, Oh, and William's follow-up question about that I had said Eagle badges were only available to scouts in the Trail to Eagle program. I mean these 6 Eagle badges specifically. We've got lots of other Eagle badges that are embedded throughout the program. Out of council scouts can also be part of Trail to Eagle, for sure. And they can take other badges as well. Okay. All right, I think I'm good. Sorry about that.
No problem. I'm answering one last medical question. So
Perfect.
if you'd like. Okay, I think I got them all. Just double check real quick. Okay. So on from medicals, I want to talk about merit badges and their um, added fees that will be tied to the classes this year. So I'm gonna share this screen for everybody. So with merit badges, these will be tied right into the class fees on Black Pug when they're able to choose them on April 1st. So for leatherworking, it's going to be a fee of $18 attached to the class for the kits. Wood carving, it's $10 for the kit. For basket making, it's $35 for the kit. For rocket engines, it's 23. For welding, it's 20. For pottery, it's 15. And then our whitewater price is going up to $45. Our sculptor supply is going up to $10, and then our Red Cross certifications are going up a little bit. And all these increases are from $3 to $5 over last year. We just wanted to be very transparent to everybody else that the price of our vendor went up by roughly $3 to $5. So we increased the class fee according to that. But it'll be right in Black Pug for them to sign up and choose, and it just adds to that individual registration on the fee. So as for specialty camps, I know I saw some questions in about that. So let me pull that up. So the specialty camp site has been updated on the website. Here it is for everybody with a very nice flyer that Scott made for us. So most of the specialty camps happen at Camp Kiowa. So for 2026, we have Aviation Camp making its comeback for week 3. Includes the flyover in a plane from the Sullivan County Airport that we partner with. We have Scuba Camp right now, just week 2. But if there is a lot of interest from people in units, we can expand that into other weeks. We just need to know so we can let Scuba Tony know that we want to book him down for more than just 1 week. Eagle Camp is at Kiowa weeks 1 through 5, but it's also at AQ weeks 1 through 6 the whole summer. So every week has Eagle Camp at both camps. And then we're uh, continuing with Engineering Camp this year, week 4, partnering with the Sullivan County, which is awesome with their planner and builder and Department of Public Works. So specialty camps are off and going, right? Well, I know there's going to be questions in the chat about specialty camps, so I'm going to read through those real quick. Okay, so I'm going to go to the trading post question from Karen real quick. So she asks, so they can't purchase their own craft kits. My scouts usually bring a kit or bring money to purchase a kit at camp. So the short answer is no. We're tying that fee to the class because we have to order all those kits ahead of time, and we don't want to be in the situation where 20 people switch into basketry on Sunday and we don't have enough kits for them. Because we do need to order all that ahead of time because ordering anything during the summer is about a 3 week till we get it. So if we run out, we run out, and then we don't have any for the rest of the season. We will have some extra kits in the trading post, a tiny amount. Scott and Anthony convinced me to keep a tiny amount in the trading post for emergency backup, but it's going to be very limited in what we put out there versus what we sell ahead of time. The associated fee for merit badges is added to the registration page. It is not a situation where scouts buy supplies at the trading post. So David, yes, correct. That is exactly how it works, right? It's associated with their registration on Black Pug rather than the trading post. We're trying to keep it out of there. And then I also want to mention, along with specialty camps, we do have special needs camp week 1 for Aquahunga. Barbara Harnett puts that on for us. Was very successful last year. She's continuing it this year. So please, if you have a scout with special needs, and they don't go to camp because they think it's challenging, we can make that work for them. Barbara works very hard with a dedicated group of volunteers and the panelists you see before you to put that on, especially Anthony Zalak over at Aquahunga. They're based out of headquarters, but they participate in all activities Aquahunga. So please reach out to us. Use my email that's in the chat, and Barbara and I can meet with you, meet with parents to set that up. We want as many people to go to camp as possible. So next one. Do you have pre-submit? Michael, I'm gonna type back to you. I'm wondering if you're talking about the medical
Medical,
form.
I
Is
think
that
is
is that the answer to my other question? So right now there is no pre-submission, but I am willing. There is a couple of us that are willing to help look at your forms before camp to make sure. So please use my email. I'll type it again, and I will try to set up a date where one of one of the people here, or I can find I have a couple other scouting volunteers that will help look at your medical forms and make sure that they are all set before you come to camp so that you don't run into those problems on Sunday where we're trying to call the doctor's office when we know I don't know very many doctors that are open on Sunday, right? And then this last one about archery, right? I
Yeah,
found
I can answer these last two questions.
perfect.
So Howie, for the archery partial class, um, it's a 2-day class, so they would go on either Monday, Tuesday, or they would go on Wednesday, Thursday. And he had a follow-up question. If the scouts can't make it at 11, can they make alternate arrangements with the merit badge instructor? I would not bank on that. Archery, especially that merit badge, goes on every block, except for the block where they do troop shoots. So there's not a lot of extra time for archery instructors. I would, if a scout has all the requirements besides the shooting, then that's what the archery partial class is for. If they want to prioritize earning that badge, then I would say that they should make it there at 11. I have another question here about camps and a weekly theme. She's seen some mention of superheroes. Yes, Camp Kiowa has a superhero theme this summer. And I'm going to talk more about that when we get into the Kiowa specific breakout session of this webinar.
All right, I'm gonna chug along then because I only see three in the chat. So, next thing I would love to talk about with everyone is bookables. Everyone's favorite thing, right? Bookables at TMR, um, the extra activities, right? That everyone gets. So let me put that up. So if you go to 10mileriver.org/bookables, right? So bookable signups, it's updated, opens April 1st, right? Right after Merit Badge signup. So you hit book now. It won't work right now because it's not open.
But it
But
will take you to
it'll take you to
a forum for a week.
your job form that when you choose. Here we'll have our updated schedule here with Delaware River trips, horsemanship, cliffs. We're very excited that the cliffs are back this year. So they'll be on the bookable troop shoots, you name it. And then happy to announce, right? Like I say, please come to these meetings in the future. I would love to announce that Scott and I had a great meeting today to talk about ATV program, right? So we're partnering with the camp up the road, Onteora. We're gonna be able to host at least one class of ATVs at Camp Onteora, which our units will be able to sign up for in the coming weeks. So, that's just a work in progress that we're working on. But just to keep everybody updated, that's what'll be in the bookable sheet, right? Those type of activities. And remember that a troop can only sign up for 3 bookable programs prior to camp. And then when you get there, obviously talk to Scott, talk to Anthony, and fill out that rest of the sheet if they have room for you. And then Sorry, I'm flipping back and forth between the agenda and uh, also, don't forget about TMR trekking, right? So Scott's been working out hard. We're almost at one trek a week, so please sign up in advance. The later you wait to sign up, the more chance that we're going to have to say no that we're full. So please sign up for that Trek program. It's a great program. You get to stay at basically all of TMR because you never have to leave because we're so big. But includes great activities like the river trip, um, horseback riding. You get to see the whole property, Kiowa, Aquahunga, the cliffs. You get to see everything, and we can really tailor it to your needs. And we do offer the 50 miler as a part of that, right? For people going for that 50 miler patch. Oh no, I got rid of the agenda.
You're at pre-camp swim checks.
Pre-camp swim checks.
10mileriver.org/swim.
Yep. All right. So swim checks, just like last year and the years before, right? We ask that you use right on the TMR website. There's the unit swim classification record, right? You click that, it brings you to a nice printed out piece of paper. You put in everybody's names, and then you bring that to camp right here. Even a jot form. You click what camp, what troop you are, where you're from, what week you're coming from, your registration contact, your email, and then you just upload your form and it gets emailed to us. And that way we have your swim check before you even step in on Sunday. So we'll know that you don't need to go down there and you don't need to be reminding all of us and we don't make a mistake that, oh, well, nobody got your form, right? It'll be right there, logged in, goes to 3 people to check. So really hard to get lost, just to make your Sunday check-in a lot faster. Um, because I know everybody's into being quick on Sundays, especially when it's hot outside like it was last year. And then um, I would love to, as my last thing before everybody goes to your breakouts, uh, I would love to remind everybody that the hidden gem of TMR is family camp for everybody. We have our giant gems of Kiowa and Aquahonga that everybody gets to see all the time, but our hidden gem is family camp, and we are open Memorial Day for a nice test run, 4 days, only $100 a day. No program, but the all the services will be on. It's a great time. Come have a campfire with us. Memorial Day weekend. We only have 9 cabins left out of our 23, so we're selling out quick. But I just wanted to remind everybody of the hidden gem that is family camp. If you're looking for a getaway, early Memorial Day. And throughout the summer, it's open all summer as well. But Memorial Day especially because it's a great time to be outside and be at camp. So before I go, I'm going to look at the questions one more time before we start doing the breakout process. They are 14. Bruce, what do you mean by 14 and up? I'm gonna put a answer of a question mark. Treks, yes, Treks are 14 and up. You are correct.
There's a question about the whole unit need to be registered for the trek, or can
Nope. We
individual
offer
scouts?
Yep,
Yeah.
we offer individual provisional trek signups. You can sign up as an individual, and you might get paired up with a unit that doesn't have enough kids, or we might have enough kids to sign up to go out as an individual Provo trek, which is very, very nice. And then just a reminder, I know this is mostly leaders, right? Some parents in the webinar, but yes, provisional scouting is open for all programs at TMR, um, especially especially at Cuba, right? They have that dedicated site with a scout leader that helps manage your schedule and everything throughout the whole week. It does the check-in, make sure they're getting their merit badges on time and everything like that, along with its own program. So. What else we got? Travis, for dietary restrictions handled out on Trek. So they need to submit that dietary form, right? It comes to Scott and I. We're the ones that handle the logistics of the treks. And then we meet with Lori, our food service provider, and we work out a menu that works with that dietary restriction that we can facilitate out in on the trek at those designated drop sites we either do or packing it out for the whole trip.
And Travis, I know I've got an email from you that I have to answer, so I'll do that. Do that soon.
All right. Any last general comments before we go to the camp breakout sessions? We're going to start putting those links in the chat because this meeting has to end for the camp breakouts to start. So we're going to start with a Kiowa link. We're going to put that in the chat for everybody. So if you're going to Camp Kiowa or interested in Camp Kiowa, please click on that. And then Scott and myself will start that meeting for everybody and let you in. And then we will put an AQ link in, and our camp director, Anthony Zalak, will start that meeting for anybody that has questions specifically about AQ. But I saw one go up. Barry, is the whole camp nut free? The answer is no. The dining hall is nut free, but the trading post does sell Snickers, Reese's bars, those type of things over there. The camp is not nut free, but the dining hall building itself is nut free. All right. So, Scott, are you ready to post your?
Yeah, I'm looking in the chat and it looks like I can just send a message to host and panelists. I don't have an option for everyone. So
Aha. So I'll
yeah, you
copy
might
it
need
and put it in
to.
there. So
All right.
in the chat right now, I'm typing out KE, and then this is the Kiowa link to get into the Kiowa Zoom.
Davis, can you do that again and just put a space
Yep,
between KE and the dash so that it makes a link? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there we go.
there you go.
All right, I'm gonna hop over folks who are gonna join the Kiwa breakout. I will see you over there.